I think we could start off with sort of the AI Act. AI is a really hot topic. Everyone's talking about it. So, can you elaborate a little bit more on what the AI Act is and how do you start advising them appropriately?
Well, the AI Act is a very special topic also for me, so I'm glad to talk about it because when I started researching in 2015, 16, it was one of the first open questions back then was what do we do about all these algorithms, Cambridge Analytica, Snowden revelations, all the big tech companies having such a great influence on or big influence on democracy, on decision making, and our privacy. So we were thinking, okay, what to do about algorithms, and later the term AI came out, which is more or less big data analysis with different methods, classical software or also these machine learning practices. And we looked in a research project into what kind of laws are necessary, or where are the existing laws not enough to cover the risks and rules of for AI. So we wrote a book over years, and actually, luckily, this book was received by some people in the European Commission who are working on this topic, and they wrote the AI Act also based on the ideas, or partly at least on the ideas that we developed in our research. Yeah, from the fundamental research, what kind of laws would we need? And the end idea was, okay, we need some special act which covers the specialties of AI. And the European Union, the European Commission in this case, came up with a draft. This draft is consisting, it's a quite interesting law, I would say. It's legally speaking, it's in the branch of product law. So we have rules, for example, about pharmaceuticals. We have all over the world, we have about pharmaceuticals, about cars, about IT products, and or medical devices, so many things. And in a similar category, AI is now regulated, meaning that AI systems fall in the scope of the AI Act. So the first interesting question is, what is AI? How should it be defined in legal terms? And what is not AI? What the European Commission did in the beginning is to rather have a quite wide scope, which basically entails almost every software application. So not focusing on the machine learning techniques or new forms of calculation, but saying, well, every software is more or less an AI system with a certain degree of complexity. And then on the second level, when you have the scope of the AI Act, there is the risk-based approach. It's always what it's called. So there is the high-risk category. So if something is a high-risk AI system, it has to follow special requirements which are laid down in the AI Act, including like robustness, cybersecurity, data governance, human oversight, other things. So the high risk category is densely regulated, and then all the other AI systems which are not high risk, they need to be transparent, and there's some also minor requirements for them. But the interesting part is inside this high risk category, legally speaking, at least. And how is it defined if there's a high risk? There is an annex to the law which basically enlists all the areas of application which are high risk. So this would be, for example, in HR, choosing candidates for a job, or in migration or policing, or also forms of scoring or biometrical identification. And also some of the systems are banned. So above the high risk category, we have also banned AI systems which are just not allowed. This would be things like social scoring in this way that China is doing it, for example, things with a strong manipulative impact on human rights. So we have this risk-based approach that is set up, and on every of these levels of risk, there is certain requirements that have to be fulfilled. And in order to fulfill them or show that you meet these requirements, there's the instrument of harmonized standards, that's the term for it, which is basically industry standards, which define what cybersecurity means in the case of an AI system. And this is like the basic framework. And then there's many other things in the AI, like that there need to be supervisory authorities, for example. There is some rules on regulatory sandboxing, where you can have lesser requirements in the testing phase of an AI system. Many other things, but this, I think, would be the main outline of the AI Act. And in a way, it's the first time a country or tries to make a law covering AI in such a width and intensity also.